There's this quiet system working in the background of our world, and it shapes the things we rely on every single day. You've probably seen signs of it 1,000 times, but maybe never really stopped to think about what it all means. It all starts with something really small, a little detail that's honestly pretty easy to overlook. You might have seen it when you were unboxing a new gadget, or maybe just glancing at the back of some piece of equipment. And once you start looking for it, you realize it's kinda everywhere. Hiding in plain sight on the stuff we buy, in the manuals we definitely never read, and on the websites we visit. It's just a small mark, but it points to a much, much bigger idea. There it is, ISO 9001 certified. Now, that sounds super technical, right? Maybe a little intimidating, like something only an engineer would need to worry about. But it's actually way simpler and a lot more human than it sounds. So that's the real question, isn't it? When a company puts this label on their product or their service, what are they really saying? What's the promise they're making to you and me? Well, the promise isn't about one single perfect product. It's about something deeper. It's about a commitment to a system that's designed from the ground up to earn our trust. At its heart, ISO 9001 is all about having a quality assurance system. The easiest way to think about it is like a company's internal rulebook. It's how they've decided to operate, who's responsible for what, which steps to follow, all with the one goal of making sure what they produce consistently meets their customers' expectations. Okay, to make this idea really stick, let's use an analogy. Picture a bakery. Their goal isn't just to bake one amazing cake. The real goal is to bake that same amazing cake every single time. ISO 9001, in this case, is like the recipe they use for writing all of their other recipes. And this right here is such a crucial point. ISO doesn't give the bakery a recipe for a chocolate cake. It doesn't tell them how much flour or sugar to use, no. Instead, it gives them a framework, a set of rules for how they should create, document, and follow their own recipes. It's all about making sure every baker on every shift makes that cake the exact same way. So the whole process looks something like this. First, the company figures out its own best way of doing things. That's their recipe. Then they write it all down in a manual so it's official and super clear. After that, everyone gets trained on it. The company then does its own regular checks, kind of like a head chef tasting the batter. And finally, an outside expert, an auditor, comes in to confirm that, yep, they are actually following their own rules. All right, now we've come to the most important and honestly, the most misunderstood part of this whole idea. This is a key distinction that really changes everything. A lot of us see ISO 9001 certified and our brains immediately think, oh, this product must have the highest quality. But that's not quite what it means. What it's actually saying is that the product was made using a process that is predictable, repeatable, and written down. I mean, a company could have a documented process for making a really, really mediocre product. As long as they follow that process consistently, they can get certified. This quote just nails it. It's from a software engineering textbook, and it puts it perfectly. Certification is about conforming to your own standards. It's an audit of the process, not a 5-star review of the final product from someone who actually uses it. So, the certification isn't a stamp of excellence, it's a stamp of consistency. Okay, so what's the practical takeaway here? When you see that sticker out in the wild, what should you really be thinking? Here is a simple mental checklist. Think of it as a company saying to you, hey, we have a system. We focus on being consistent. We've written down how we do things so we don't leave it to chance. And because of all that, you can expect a predictable result from us time and time again. And maybe that's the real promise, you know? In a world that so often feels chaotic and uncertain, there's this quiet, comforting value in a system that doesn't promise to be perfect, but simply promises to be predictable. And sometimes that's exactly what we need to build a little trust.